So I'm going to teach you like how to build a simple login page making use of your HTML and CSS. HTML is the structure of any website, while CSS is the design. So now we have the first thing to do in order to create a simple login making use of HTML is you have to create a project folder, which is my project folder is login. After that, I created a login file, which is the index page. So this is the index page, which is the entry point of any website. So the next thing is, after creating my, let me explain my project. This one is my email, which is my logo. This is the logo that I want to use for my website. So after that, I have, okay, let me just create one folder. Sorry, let me just create one folder to my root, which I call the folder is my assets folder. So I can now easily move my image into my assets folder. So after moving my image inside this assets folder, when I click on this assets, I now create another folder, which is my JS, which is for JavaScript file. So after that, I click on that assets folder again and I create my CSS file. So the next thing you are going to do is what? Inside this your CSS folder, you are going to create an index.css, which is your CSS file. So the next thing is, let's stop here. So the next thing you are going to do is you are going to create a, let me explain this page for you. Inside our index.html, we have the document type, which is the HTML. We have the HTML, which is the parent div of what that contain that have two child, which is what have two child, which head and what body. So this body contain all the information about your website. This title mean what? If you check my address bar here, you can see that is the title. So I can now easily change it to what? Simple login page. So I change it to simple login page. So the next one here is the body. Inside the body is your content. That is the content that you want the user to see. So the first thing I'm going to create is I'm going to create a div of a what? Of a container. So this is my first div. The next one is what? I going to create a div of card, which is my entry point. The next one is I now create where I'm going to add my logo. I can add my system logo to this place. So let me just say this one is my what? Logo. Inside my logo, I have my image tag. So let me set the path. Where is my logo? My logo is inside the assets img and what logo. So the first thing you are going to press, just press dot slash assets slash, sorry, img slash logo dot png. So when you press, if you are using Visual Studio Code and you press Ctrl and right click, it will take you to where you will know maybe the part you insert is correct or not. Maybe the part are correct. So the next thing is what? You have to import your CSS file. So to import my CSS file, I'm going to make use of link, which is what? Now I'm going to set my path dot slash. The next one is what? Asset, which is what? Asset slash what? The CSS folder slash what? This one. So after creating them, so I now create my form tag, which is this one. So inside this my form tag, I have my, let me just say I have my form group. After my form group, I have my label. Label for what? The first thing is what? Email address. So my label name is what? Email address. So I have my input of type what? Email. So this input of type email, my name is what? The name, we use this name to submit to the what? Our database. So make sure that this ID and the 4 year they are the same thing. So let me change it to this one. So the next thing is what? I should create my password field. So to create the password field, I can just say what? This one is what for password. So this one too is for what my password field. So I change the what is it called? I change the type to what password. Password. So the next one is what? How we have to change the what? The ID name to what? Password. So as you can see, you can check my code very well. So these are my code. This one is for what? Input field, as you can see inside my what browser. So the next one is what? The password field. So what next you are going to create is what? You are going to create the submit button. So let me just group it. So the for submit button, you can make use of the input type, or you make use of what? The button type. So let me just say this one is what? Login. And we have a what? Class name of what? Let's just call it login button. So your button has a what? Type what? Submit. So now the next thing we are going to do is what? We are going to design our page. So how can we design our page? The first thing is what? Uh, inside our CSS file, inside our CSS file, so the first thing is our container. So let me just set my padding to 0, margin to 0, and box sizing, which is what? Border box. Can you see? So the next thing is what? My container tag, which is this one. So I want to set my let me just set my height to 100 VH. VH means is the view height, that is the viewpoint, what your eyes can capture as once. So I set my height to 100 VH. So the next thing is sorry. So the next thing is what? We are going to set, let's just set the background color. Let's just choose our background color is red. So the next thing you are going to do is let's just adjust our logo, which is what? Uh, let's just set our logo. We have for what? Dot logo. So from the descender, which is what? The logo should be what? You set the height. Let's just say our width is, let's just make use of what? 70 pz. Height is what? Auto. So can you see? That is my logo. So before then, we have our what? The card, which is what? This is our card. So the background of our card is what? Let's just choose white. So the maximum width is, let us make use of 600 pixels for the maximum width of our this thing. So now the next thing we can do is what? Set this one to display what? Flex. You can justify, at the same time you can set what? Margin to what? Auto. You set the margin of the card to auto to centralize it, because what auto did is what? It will make sure that it divided the empty space into two. Yes, into two. If there is any available empty space between the parent div. The parent div here is the container, the one with class container. This one is the parent div, while this one is the child, direct child of what? The container div. So the next thing you are going to do is what? Let's just give it border radius. So the border radius is, let's just give it 20 pz. Let's give it padding, which is what? 20 pz. So um next thing is what? Let's start. Okay, So let's just change this one to to centralize sorry dot logo, which is this one. Width is what? 100%. Oh, margin auto. Oh, sorry, let me measure the solid red. So good. So let me just set this one to so can you see? So I've centralized my image, but before then I need to add uh let me just change this one to welcome back. So inside my card, let me just set H4. So my font size is, let me just say 2M. Text align, which is what? Center. Font weight 100 pixels. Let me just change this one to 1.2. Let me see how it's good. 1.6M. So margin top and bottom, let me just say 12 pixels. Auto. So the next thing is what? I have to adjust the what? Email and the password field. So to adjust the image and the password field is what? The this one dot what? Form group, which is this one. So margin top and bottom is 12 pixels, 0 pixel left and right. So we now go back to our form group of what? Input. So what do we want to do? Number one thing we want to do is what? We set the width of the input field to what? 100%. So the border radius, which is what? Let's just give the border radius 10 pixels. Padding top and left 10 pixels, and left and right is 12 pixels. So to remove all this dark, this thing is what? You can just change it to what? Outline to what? Set the outline to null. After setting the outline to null, you now set the border. If you set the border to 1 pz solid and what? Let's just say B. So as you can see, this is our input field. So to insert a placeholder, all you have to do is what? Just add placeholder. Just add placeholder to your form field, which is what? Enter your valid email address. So inside this place too, you can just say placeholder, enter your what? Password. So sorry. So the next thing we are going to do, this is our form field, which is what? This one. So the next thing is what? To design our button, which is what? Login button. So we just say login, because it's a class, we make use of what? Dot, which is what? Let's just make the weight 100%, padding 10%, border radius, which is what? 10%, background color red, color our font color, which is what, let's just make it with front width. Our front width is, let's just make it 600 pz. Font size, which is what, 1M. So now you need to remove the outline, which is what, set the outline to none. And the next thing is what, border to what, none. So this is our simple, as you can see, this is our simple login page. Can you see now? This is our simple login page. So the next thing is what, sorry, let me remove the let me just add the auto complete to what, let me just turn it off, and inside this our password I just say autocomplete to what, new password. So due to my browser, so it's bringing out the autocomplete option. So you can just say then sorry, let us increase the font size of our this thing. So the font size is what, let's see, can you see now? So the next thing is what, inside this our input focus, you can just say input, when we focus on our what, when we focus, sorry, when we focus on our input feed, then what do you want to do? Number one, we want to change the border, which is what, 1 pixel solid. Let's just change it to what, blue. So when we click on it, can you see now? So this is our focus option. Can you see now? When we focus on this one, so we can decide to change the color. When we change the color to let's just change the color to green, it's going to change it. Can you see it? So because of our logo, let me just change the, let me just use something that makes sense, rhyme with our logo, which is what, blue color. So now this card, let me just set the boss shadow, which is what, horizontal 0, vertical 0, spread, and the let's just say this one 5 RGB, which is 5. Can you see? So the spread is what, this by, so thank you, this is our complete login, simple login page. So if you like, you can decide to style your what, email, your label, sorry, label for the form group. All you have to do is what, just come here, just email what, label, which is what, the font size, the font width, let's just make the font width, let it down, and we can decide to change the color to what, blue color, as you can see. So let's just leave it at like that. So this is our simple login page. So if you have any question, you can let us know. So this is a full login page, and this is our full CSS code. As you can see, this is our simple HTML code. We use just 32 lines of code. So our CSS file, this is our CSS files, is only what, let's just say 71 lines of code. So